Hi everybody, Neon here of course. On my 2025 Appalachian Trail thru hike, I'm going to carry this gear to keep myself fed and hydrated. So I'm not actually talking about the food so much as I'm talking about the gear that I'm going to use to prepare it. So first, water. If I'm lucky and there's a little waterfall, I can take my dirty water bag and catch the water and fill up the bag. If I'm not lucky and there is just standing water like a pond or a puddle, I've got a bottom of a plastic bottle here that I can use as a scoop, and I can scoop water out of the ground and pour it in the bag. Once the bag is full, we'll close it up with this top, flip it upside down. This is a Sawyer squeeze filter that has threads on that end. I have purchased a threaded adapter for the male end, and what I can do is then attach that to an empty bottle and filter the water from the dirty water bag through the filter into the liter water bottle. I carry two 1 liter water bottles, intentionally different shapes. This one I will always keep clean water in. If hopefully this one will have clean filtered water in it too, but if my bag fails, then I can use this one as a squeezy source and still get by. If my filter fails, or if it gets contaminated because I screw it on there the wrong way, I have some chlorine tablets that I can put into the water, carry enough for about 10 or 15 liters. So that is my water. Usually I'm only going to carry about one of these full of water, sometimes two. If I'm hiking a few miles to a dry campsite where there is no water at the campsite, I'll go ahead and fill up the CNOC bag and carry a total of 4 liters of water. This is 2, 3, 4. All right, so now so a lot of the food that I'm going to take I won't have to cook, but I do plan to cook at least once every day. And I use a alcohol stove for that. I've used an alcohol stove for the past 700 miles of backpacking. I don't see any reason to change now. It all fits into this little pot, and this is my fuel. My long-handled aluminum spoon. Aluminum spoon is a little cheaper than the titanium spoons a lot of people carry. But basically, my stove setup, I have a little windscreen that goes down. I have a piece of foil to protect the ground from any flame. The stove fits in this cup, along with a lighter. This is the stove that I've been using for maybe 8 years, and it's made from the bottom of 2 cat food cans that I cut a hole in one and then smashed the 2 bottoms together, and I just made this little pot stand out of some chicken wire type stuff. So that's my stove. Oh, inside of there is a piece of carbon felt that you would find in a hardware store in the welding section that helps act as a wick for the alcohol, as well as maybe reduces the spillage. And so essentially I just put some alcohol in the stove and light it, and then put the windscreen around that, and then set the pot with the water in it, of course, and wait for that to come to a boil. So often what I do when my water comes to a boil is I take the pot off the stove and carefully put it into this insulated jet sleeve that I made, and dump my food right into the boiling water in the pot and stir it up and let that sit for 10 minutes or whatever. See, I've got an extra piece of Reflectix on the top of the pot to provide some insulation there. And then after 10 minutes, I can eat right out of the pot. The food will all be carried and stored in this Dyneema bear resistant bag that ties to a tree. I did a different video on that, but I'll fill that up with my food. Also carry a bag for trash, and if I'm eating out of my pot, then it will also go into the bear resistant bag and tie that up to a tree, and then supposedly the bear can't get to my stuff. Yeah, pretty simple setup, so thanks for watching.